Literacy and Learning Reflection by Denitra V. McElrath, Walden University. What is literacy? Before this class, I had a vague understanding of what my students needed to be successful in the 21st century. Reading, writing, comprehension, and communication seemed most important. Now I know that specific instruction on collaboration, leadership, critical thinking, and technology use is critical, and that it is also part of literacy. Went reminds us that writing in particular is very important for 21st century graduates, as adolescents can now communicate with other students all over the world. Students need to know how to communicate safely and effectively over the internet. According to the article, Middle School Students' Social Media Use, kids start using social media as early as 9. They grow up with little to no knowledge of digital etiquette, digital footprints, or copyright laws. Consequently, digital citizenship is a skill that must be explicitly taught. I view the connection between literacy instruction and preparing students to be college and career ready as important. I thought it was a pretty um, clear connection. I didn't realize that I really had a vague understanding of what my students needed to be successful in the 21st century. Occasionally I used pictures to stimulate conversation, but I focused mainly on reading, print, and digital text. Rhodes and Robnow taught me that digital print requires different strategies for comprehension than reading in a textbook. One must be able to use those 21st century skills and strategies, such as critical thinking skills, to determine author's purpose. Is there any bias? Use research skills to build that background knowledge that is so important in comprehending what we are reading, and being able to communicate effectively to properly gain understanding of all the information that's available. Students have to talk, they have to discuss things to really understand what they're reading. And these skills will allow my students to be college and career ready. My my perspective concerning the role of literacy has been impacted by my experience in this class. Now I can identify literacy everywhere in dance, art, music, social media, video games, charts, graphs, and pictures. Literally anything. My teaching practices will change because now I will allow students outside of school media to be brought into the classroom. Students will be assigned authentic assessments that are relevant to their lives. Choice, collaboration, challenge, constructed meaning, consequence, and control will be embedded wherever I can put them. David O'Brien and Deborah Dillon, I'm sorry, yeah, David Bryan and Deborah Dillon stressed the importance of providing these motivation strategies to engage students to read, to really do any assignment. If implemented well, students will be confident, creative, and self-directed learners. All of these traits are important in a 21st century graduate and will aid them in their education and careers. I can be a literacy advocate in my school by planning PLCs and providing strategies that teachers can introduce immediately in the classroom. And we can also begin to coach each other to ensure that we are using research based literacy strategies well. As far as students are concerned, I plan to use literacy to assist them in developing service learning projects. Community service has always been a passion of mine, really, the reason I became a teacher. I wanted to give back, and I want to pass that love of service and that love of community on to my students. I love how Jenny Nordman gives examples of literacy service learning projects for teachers, such as tutoring and sponsoring a book study. These examples can also be used for students. My students can tutor elementary kids. They can sponsor a book drive for disadvantaged youth. And they could also research an issue in their community and develop a plan to bring awareness and solutions to that problem. The options are many. Overall, the big idea is to use literacy to improve my students' lives and their community, to prepare them for their future by any means necessary. Thank you.